Washington's so-called Millionaires Tax is one step closer to becoming a reality. The proposal cleared the state Senate yesterday, but today Governor Bob Ferguson made it clear he will not support the legislation in its current form. Mark Hanrahan has more tonight on what the governor is asking for.
Sydney, the governor made it clear he supports taxing millionaires here in Washington, but only if levying that tax on the state's wealthiest makes life more affordable for the rest of Washingtonians.
A day after the state Senate passed a bill to tax Washingtonians who make more than $1 million in income at a rate of 9.9%, Governor Bob Ferguson weighed in.
I've said multiple times that any bill I sign must send a significant percentage of the revenue back to Washington families and small business owners. We are not there yet, and we are still not close to being there.
Ferguson says the millionaires tax would impact 0.5% of Washingtonians. It would generate more than $3 billion a year in revenue, and Tuesday, the governor laid out where he wants that money to go.
We should use $1 billion of this new revenue to give small business owners a significant, that's an understatement, tax break.
He said he wants to eliminate or reduce the business and occupation tax for thousands of small businesses across the state. He also said he wants to expand the working families tax credit so it applies to significantly more families.
So we must dramatically expand both how many working families qualify and the amount of money that they receive. And I need to see both of those things for any bill that I'd be signing.
Ferguson also proposed eliminating sales tax on certain items, including hygiene products and diapers. And he proposed implementing a sales tax holiday, something several other states do that would impact all Washingtonians.
My proposal includes 2 sales tax holidays, one 3-day weekend, one 2-day holiday. During that time, there'd be no sales tax on items less than $1,000.
Opponents say they fear that tax threshold eventually would be lowered below the $1 million mark. When asked about that, Ferguson had this to say.
My position is clear, that the millionaires tax should only apply to folks who make that $1 million. I've also said there needs to be essentially an inflation index, so that amount goes up every single year. So it doesn't essentially folks don't essentially come up to it eventually. So I've been crystal clear on that. That's why.
Now, opponents of this proposed tax, they argue that it's unconstitutional in Washington, and they fear it'll drive high-income earners out of the state. Legislation now heads to the House for consideration. We will keep you posted on what happens as this process moves forward.